Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the class of 11th English Medium. The subject is Statistics, Chapter 4, that is Measures of Dispersion, brought to you by Vitan Sir. Previously, we have completed the quartile deviation and its coefficient, which you can find at the top right corner of your screen. This time, I'm going to start with the average deviation, otherwise known as the mean deviation. Let's see what is its definition. The mean of the absolute deviations of the observations of a data from its mean is called mean deviation. It is denoted by MD. Now here there is a particular word which you may find complicated, that is absolute deviations. Now deviations are deducting mean from the observations, and absolute deviations, when we talk about, that is ignoring the positive or negative signs. That means that in the third chapter we know that we deducted x bar from the xi values, okay, to calculate the deviations. So when we deduct mean from the observation, we may get positive or we may get negative answers. But absolute deviation means putting modulus in those values, and that way we just have to ignore the signs. That means the positive or negative doesn't matter, we will just take them as the positive values. Okay, so that is called absolute deviation. So what we need to do, that we need to calculate a mean first and then deduct mean from all the observations, and take any value, whether negative or positive, as just the positive value. Okay, so let's see what is the formula. The absolute MD for raw data. Now absolute MD means our regular measure with units of measurement. For raw data, it is summation modulus xi minus x bar divided by n. That means this calculation is based on the modulus method. Modulus just means that whatever is the answer in that, we have to make it positive. Okay, so even if it is a negative answer, we will write it as a positive answer, and the total of all the positive answers divided by n, so it's an average kind of a thing. The absolute MD for group data, because there is a frequency, so we have to multiply this modulus value with its frequencies. So summation fi modulus xi minus x bar divided by n. So we have to multiply the frequencies with the modulus values, then make a total of those values and divide it by total frequencies or the n number of observations. So these are the absolute MDs. And for these absolute MDs, the relative MD is simple, MD upon x bar. Doesn't matter whether it's a raw data or group data. Take MD, divide it with x bar, and that would be your relative MD, otherwise known as the coefficient of mean deviations. That means the relative mean deviation is also called coefficient of mean deviation. Now, this mean deviation, this measure, is used to study the problems of social science, economics, distribution of wealth, forecasting of weather, and in the business problems. So MD is useful in these many fields of studies. Once again, the absolute MD for raw data is summation modulus xi minus x bar upon n. Absolute MD for group data is summation fi xi minus x bar upon n, and the relative MD, that is coefficient of mean deviation, is MD upon x bar. Keep these three formulas in mind. Depending on the data, we may use raw data formula or group data formula. Now before we move forward, let's check out the advantages and disadvantages of the mean deviation. Advantages of mean deviation: it is very clearly defined. That means the definition of this formula is clear and rigid. It is better than the range and quartile deviation, as all the observations are used in the calculation of this measure. Range and QD only use the positional values or the extreme values, but this measure uses all the observations for its calculation. It is less affected by too large or too small observations. Absolute deviations are used from mean for the calculating distance between observation and mean, and this measure is an appropriate measure for dispersion. Okay, because we have to calculate the distance from mean, and that's what we are doing in its calculation, so it is an appropriate measure of dispersion. The disadvantages of mean deviation: Its computation is a bit complicated compared with range and quartile deviation. It's not that easy. It is not suitable for further algebraic calculations. It cannot be calculated if frequency distribution is open-ended. And lastly, it is less applicable in the advanced study of statistics. That means in future studies of statistics, it is not going to be used a lot. Now, to take some practical examples, I am going to start with exercise 4.3, the third exercise for the fourth chapter, which consists of 5 questions about mean deviation and its coefficient. Let's solve them and get a better idea of this measure. Question number 1. The measurements of heights of 10 soldiers in centimeter is given below. Find its mean deviation. Okay, we are only supposed to calculate mean deviation here. The data is given as a raw data, so we have to use the raw data formula for the calculation of this measure. What I'm going to do, I'm going to present this data in a tabular method. So first of all, the height of the soldiers, which will be the variable x, I'm just writing them down here one by one, and then I will make a total of all the heights. Because there is no frequency here, we are directly going to make a total of the variable, which is 1674. So the total of the variable here is 1674, and before I can calculate mean deviation, I need to calculate mean for the sake of calculating the deviations from the mean. So mean here will be x bar is equal to summation x upon n, that is the total of all the observations divided by number of observations. As you can see, 10 soldiers are there, so 1674 divided by 10 will be 16.167.4 centimeters will be the mean of the heights. Now next, I am going to calculate xi minus x bar modulus. Okay, now this just means that from each and every value of observation, I am going to deduct 167.4 from all the observations, and whatever is the answer, I will write it down as a positive value. Even if it's a negative value, I'm going to write it down as a positive value, because there is a modulus there, and modulus means absolute values, and absolute values are always positive values. Let's see, 160 minus 167.4 will be 7.4. Usually this is a negative answer, but because it is in the modulus, I will write it as a positive answer, that is 7.4. 175 minus 167.4 will be 7.6. Okay, this is already a positive answer, so I will keep it as a positive. In short, my answers will all be positive. It is irrespective of whether it's a positive or a negative answer. 158 minus 167.4 will be 9.4. 165 minus 167.4 will be 2.4. 170 minus 167.4 will be 2.6. All of these are absolute values. Okay, I am just writing them down as positive values, even if it's a negative value. So one by one, I will deduct 167.4 from all the observations, and I will get my answers. And at the end, I need to make a total of all these values, that is 7.4 plus 7.6 plus 9.4 up to 0.6, and my final answer here is 50. Okay, so now my absolute mean deviation for raw data is summation modulus xi minus x bar divided by n. So summation modulus xi minus x bar is 50 and n is 10, as we already know. So my final answer is 5 centimeters. Because this is an absolute MD, the unit of measurement must be there. Okay, so because only MD is to be calculated, no coefficient, so just write this statement: the mean deviation of heights of soldiers is 5 centimeters. Okay, was that an easy one? Okay, let's move forward to the second question. Question number 2. The distribution of number of ball bearings used in machines of a factory is given below. We have to calculate the mean deviation and its coefficient of number of ball bearings per machine. Okay, so the data is given in a table here: number of ball bearings x now, and the number of machines, that is frequency. Ball bearings are given as a single values, that means this is a discrete frequency distribution, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 and total, and then I am going to write down the frequencies 2, 2, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1. So the total frequency here is 20. Because this is a discrete distribution, to calculate mean, I need to multiply my variable x with the frequency f. So I will create a column of fx, where I multiply 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 6 4s are 24, 8 5s are 40, 10 3s are 30, 12 2s are 24, 14 1s are 14, 16 1s are 16, and the total is 160. Let's calculate mean here, which is x bar summation fx upon n. Because frequency is there, I am not writing summation x, I am writing summation fx. Divided by n is the total of frequency. You can write summation f or n, whichever you want, there is no problem with that. So 160 upon 20 is 8 ball bearings. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create another table where I will write down xi minus x bar. Okay, so xi minus x bar, that means deducting 8 ball bearings from all the values of x, and then I will be multiplying that xi minus x bar modulus, whatever answers I get, with the frequencies, individual respective frequencies. Let's do it one by one. First of all, the number of ball bearings are 2, 4, 6, 8 and so and so. So from each of them I am going to deduct 8, and whatever is the answer I am going to write the positive value. So 2 minus 8, positive 6, because it's a negative but I am doing it absolute, so it's a positive 6. 4 minus 8 4, 6 minus 8 2, 8 minus 8 0, 10 minus 8 2, 4, 6 and 8. We don't need to make a total of this column here, because we need to multiply these values with the frequency values and then make a total of them. So I have 64202468, and that will be multiplied with the number of machines, that is frequency. So 6 2s are 12, 4 2s are 8, 4 2s are 8, 5 0 0, 3 2s are 6, 2 4s are 8, 6 1s are 6, 8 1s are 8. Then make a total which is 56. Okay, here I need to calculate the absolute MD, that is summation Fi modulus xi minus x bar upon n. Now Fi modulus xi minus x bar is 56 and n is 20. So your answer for the mean deviation will be 2.8 ball bearings. Next, I also need to calculate relative MD, which is MD upon x bar. Here MD is 2.8 and x bar is 8. So 2.8 upon 8, the answer will be 0.35. But remember, this is a relative measure, so no units of measurement, no ball bearings at the end. Write the statement here. The mean deviation of ball bearings per machine is 2.8 and coefficient is 0.35. So the absolute MD is 2.8 ball bearings and relative MD is 0.35. No unit of measurement must be written. Let's do one more sum. Actually, there are 5 sums, so we are going to complete all of them anyways. Question number 3. Now, as far as I know, this is also a discrete frequency distribution question. Find MD and its coefficient from distribution of talk time in minutes per call. Now the question is given as talk time in minutes and number of calls, that is frequency. Now talk time in minutes is given as 3, 5, 10, 12, 15 and then total. The calls are given as 4, 7, 6, 2, 1 and total is 20. What we are going to do next, because variable x is given and frequency is given, so just multiply them to calculate our mean fx. 3 4s are 12, 5 7s are 35, 10 6s are 60, 12 2s are 24, 51s are 15, and when you make a total of all these values you get 146. Calculate mean summation fx upon n, that is 146 upon 20, that is 7.3 minutes. Okay, so the average is 7.3 minutes per call. Now we have to calculate modulus xi minus x bar and then multiply it with the frequency rho. Now here modulus xi minus x bar will be talk time values minus 7.3 and the answer we will write down as positive, whether it is positive or not. So 3 minus 7.3 will be 4.3, 5 minus 7.3 will be 2.3, 10 minus 7.3 will be 2.7, 12 minus 7.3 will be 4.7 and so on. We don't need to make a total of this column. Now multiply these values with the number of calls, that is frequency, that is 4.3 multiplied by 4, 17.2, 2.3 multiplied by 7, 2.7 multiplied by 6, 4.7 multiplied by 2, 7.7 multiplied by 1, and you make a total of all these values, that would be 66.6. Next, calculate absolute MD, that is summation Fi modulus xi minus x bar upon n. Now the numerator is 66.6 and denominator is 20. So the answer is 3.33 minutes. Okay, so the mean deviation of the talk time in minutes per call is 3.33 minutes. Next, relative mean deviation is MD upon x bar. MD is 3.33 and x bar is 7.3. So the answer is 0.46. But no minutes or nothing like that, because this is a unit free measure. So your statement will be the mean deviation of talk time per call is 3.33 minutes and the coefficient is 0.46. I hope you guys are getting the drift here how we do these sums. Okay, let's start with doing the sums of continuous frequency distributions, that is sums depending on the classes. Find MD and its coefficient of TV sets from the following distribution. Okay, TV sets are given number of months, that is frequency is given. TV sets are from 10 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 70, 70 to 90, 90 to 110 and total. Now months are 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, that is 16 months. Okay, you can see the months are increasing and decreasing uniformly. This is going to be an interesting sum. TV sets are given. Now this is a class, so we can't just multiply frequency with the class to get the mean. We need to calculate a particular value, that is mid value, to get our variable x. So how do we calculate mid value? The upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. So 10 plus 30 divided by 2 will be the mid value of first value, that is 20. Then 30 to 50, the mid value will be 40. 50 to 70, the middle value here will be 60, and so on. Next, I am multiplying these mid values with the frequencies, that is 20 into 1 20, 40 into 4 160, 60 into 6 360, 80 into 4 320, and 100 ones 100. So when I make a total of this fx row, I get 960. Now I can calculate my mean here, that is summation fx upon n. Fx is 960, n is 16. So 16 6 are 960. Your answer will be 60 TV sets. So the on an average 60 TV sets are sold per month. Now I have to go with my usual values, that is modulus xi minus x bar and fi into modulus xi minus x bar. Okay, now the xi here is my mid values 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and I will be deducting 60 from all of those values, and my answers I will write in positive even if it's a negative answer. So 20 minus 60 is 40, 40 minus 60 is 20, 60 minus 60 0, 80 minus 60 20, 100 minus 60 40. No need to make a total. Now I will multiply all of these values with the frequency 14641. So 41s are 40, 24s are 80, 06 are 0, 24s are 80, and 41s are 40. And when you make a total, you get 240. What I'm going to do next is summation fi modulus xi minus x bar upon n, the absolute mean deviation. 240 upon 16 is 15 TV sets. So the mean deviation of the sales of TV sets per month is 15 TV sets, and the coefficient, the relative MD for that is 15 TV sets divided by 60 TV sets, and that would be 0.25. So the coefficient of mean deviation is 0.25. The statement will be the mean deviation of TV sets is 15 and its coefficient is 0.25. Quite easy if you ask me, because we just need to make columns, fixed columns, without applying too much of a brain, and just go with the flow to solve these sums. Let's move on towards the final sum of the exercise in this tutorial, question number 5. Question number 5. There are 50 boxes containing different number of units of an item in a factory. We have to find MD of number of units per box using the following distribution of units. Now let me clarify two things. First of all, there is only mean deviation here, no coefficient. Second thing, there are boxes and there are units. But in the question, MD of number of units is to be calculated, so our answer will be in units and not in the boxes. In the textbook, the solution is given as boxes, but that's a wrong solution. The correct solution is in the units. Okay, so units, keep that in mind. Now the variable given is number of units and the frequency is number of boxes f. The variable is given as the equal classes of 0 to 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70. And the frequency is 6, 5, 8, 15, 7, 6 and 3. The total frequency is 50 here. Actually in the question itself that was given that this is a question is 50 boxes, so 50 frequency. Naturally we have to calculate mid value and then multiply that mid value x with the frequency to get the fx. Now 0 to 10 is 5, 10 to 20 is 15, 20 to 30 25, 35, 45, 55 and 65. I'm going to multiply all these values with the frequency. So 5 6 are 30, 15 5 are 75, 25 is 200, 35, 15 are 525, 45 7, 55 into 6, 65 into 3 and the total is 1670. So after making a total of all the fx values you get 1670. The mean is summation fx upon n. Fx is 1670 divided by 50. So your answer here is 33.4 units per box. So on an average, the number of units per box are 33.4. What we need to do here is subtract all these units, I mean the average units per box with all the mid values. Now that's going to give you a lot of decimal values. For example, first mid value is 5, so 5 minus 33.4 and the absolute is 28.4. Similarly 18.4, 8.4, 1.6, 11.6, 21.6 and 31.6. Okay, I am subtracting mean from all the mid values one by one. So mid value minus mean, mid value minus mean. Go that way. If you do it a reverse, I can't guarantee you get the right answer. Now after getting this, multiply modulus xi minus x bar with the frequencies. That is 28.4 into 6, then 18.4 into 5, 8.4 into 8, 1.6 into 15, 11.6 into 7, 21.6 into 6 and 31.6 into 3. And when you make a total you get a decimal value 659.2. Okay, we just need to calculate the mean deviation. So absolute MD for continuous distribution or the group data is summation fi modulus xi minus x bar divided by n, and the value is 659.2 upon 50. 50 is the total value, so 13.18 units. We don't have to calculate the coefficient of MD here. So we are just going to complete the sum here. The mean deviation of number of units per box is 13.18 units. So with this I end my tutorial here with the topic of mean deviation. Next time we will study the standard deviation, the most important measure of dispersion which is widely used at the higher level of statistics. You will study it everywhere. Ask your seniors even in 12th. You can go ask your college friends. Standard deviation is one of the most used measure of dispersion along with the measure of central tendency mean at the every level of statistics. So wait for this tutorial. Thank you for watching this. Like my video, subscribe my channel, share it with your friends and put your comments in the below section. I will see you next time with the standard deviation topic. Thank you very much. Welcome students to With Answers Unacant Academy. That's better way to success for you. I am Vitan Vora and I teach accountancy, statistics and social science. You can contact me on my cell number 919426310184. Please give a sub to my channel and also check out my other video playlist which you can see on the screen. Thank you and I will see you in the next video.